Welcome back to more Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling, and shall we see what's going on our lovely little island on Fawnhollow today. Again, another kind of morning, more like a midday episode, because I'll be busy in the afternoon and evening, because we have a lovely little picnic coming up. A picnic, and I just this morning finished preparing what I'm preparing. I'm preparing sandwiches and dessert, so I made quite a few sandwiches, I made some brownies, and I'll be bringing them along with a load of other friends bringing their own food as well, and it'll be hopefully a lovely time. So hello there everyone, right now in Fawnhollow it's 12:33 PM on Saturday, September 4th, 2021. No big announcements, so we'll just go about our usual business. It's Fawnhollow weekend. So yeah, since I'll be gone around 3 PM or so, I need to get everything I need to get done in the morning, including a daily Animal Crossing video, which is why I'm doing it so early. If I sound a bit tired, it's because I did just spend the past 2 hours making things, so... Oh, she actually did give us a tailor ticket, she just didn't give us an item. Interesting. Hey dear, I was looking for a piece of candy dropped under my bed. I found this. It's as hard as a rock. I'm pretty sure it's not the candy I dropped. Unless it turns out to be a toffee bar, then it is, and I want it back. Toffee lover, Claude. We've had that before, and I thought for some reason that was by Rowan. And I was like, this is something new. Never heard of this before. I'm going to guess it's a fossil. Trilobite. Interesting, which we'll just sort of give off to someone else, I suppose. Nothing particularly interesting. Hello, KK Cider. We won't be listening to your concert today. Yeah, so if I'm a little bit tired, it's because I spent the past 2 hours making brownies and sandwiches. Which you might say, that sounds like it shouldn't be that tiring. And I suppose it shouldn't be, but... I suppose it was, Sandwich is pretty easy to make, but it's just, there's a lot of them. And we have like a small mini loaf of white bread, which by the way, the bread was not very good quality, because it does that thing whenever you try and spread things on it, it just starts tearing up the bread, which you might be like, oh okay, well your spread needs to be a bit softer. Well, the spread was pretty soft, to be honest. The butter was already at room temperature. The Nutella, or Nutella as apparently it's meant to be pronounced, was also at room temperature. It felt pretty soft, but apparently it wasn't soft enough for that very, very soft bread. And I can't really blame it, because it's bread. What else is it gonna do? But yeah, I accidentally burnt myself as well when I was making brownies. Of course, you make them in the oven. If you don't know what brownies are, they're like a chocolate cakey sort of dessert, but not quite. It's much more like fudgy and dense, I suppose, than a cake. I don't know if it goes by any other names. It's not like Rocky Road. It's not like Tiffin. It's not quite like those. At least it is. It's much closer to cake, I suppose, than biscuit, but I can't even think. Sell fruit, water plants, customize, talk to people, wood. Okay. Yeah, I accidentally burnt myself. Only a tiny amount. You don't need to be concerned. I was taking the brownie tray out of the oven, putting it on like a wire rack cool, and then I was removing. It's one of those. There's a fly in my room. Get out of it, fly. It's one of those brownie pans, or I suppose any deep pan, which has like a removable base. So you'd be like, oh, is that where you burnt yourself? No, I took it out, put it on the white rack, and then I cut my brownies while it was still hot, because I find it's a bit better than when it's cold, because when it gets cold it sort of hardens quite a lot, and it's a bit, you sort of have to fight it to dig through. Oh yeah, we need to clear up all our flowers. But then as I was removing the bottom part of the pan, taking it off after I finished cutting it, and then replacing brownies back on the wire rack, I tried to adjust the wire rack, and I burnt myself, because the wire rack is hot, of course, because it conducted all the heat, which was chilling in the bottom part of the brownie pan. So I burnt myself a little bit there. No, I didn't hold it for very long. I was only lightly touching it just to move it around, and like half a second later I was like, ow. And my brain didn't quite process what happened. I was like, why did I just burn myself? What happened? And I was like, oh yeah, heat, it conducts. Metal conducts heat quite easily, so that was probably retaining all that heat from a brownie pan. It was a bit of a hot spot. It just surprised me, and I felt very stupid afterwards. I was like, of course it would be that hot. What else would it do? It's metal. If metal's in contact with other hot metal, it's going to be hot. But yeah, then I made some sandwiches as well, but nothing too exciting. I made some Nutella ones. You might be like, Nutella? And be like, it wasn't my choice. It was a requested flavour? I don't know if flavour is really right with term for sandwich. But requested filling of a sandwich. So I made 2 Nutella ones. I made one ham and lettuce one serrano ham one, and one plain butter one. Because of course we have other like meats coming along, which I thought I'll just keep these ones as plain butter ones, so you know you can put like the other meats inside the sandwich if you so choose. I don't know. The sandwiches are not. I'm doing much more like I suppose the starters, appetizers, and the dessert. I'm like sandwiching the oatmeal. I've got the little bite-sized starters of sandwiches, the finger food, and then the main meals. I don't know what people are making. Well, I do know what people are making was going to be like dumplings, pulled pork, and katsu. I think my pockets are full. Okay, we'll bury it again. I guess we'll sort of clear out our inventory. But yeah, no, picnics are always really nice, and perhaps it's very sort of typical for me to say that because they're so sort of like low-key, very calm, but just sort of good vibes all around, which is sort of what I go for. You can very much tell by the way the grass has changed colour, hasn't it? I just noticed it's very, very yellow compared to usual. Very, very low-key, very vibey. That's my sort of jam out in nature. We just hang out with friends, chatting together. Of course, we can do it now because, you know, the pandemic's, well, in the UK at least, it's becoming a little bit better, apparently, but also apparently we've had our worst day yet, so perhaps not. But of course we will be practicing safe precautions. Do not worry about that. We always do. I don't know if we have this. That we definitely have. Sell this. Or sell this because we don't need it. We could sell the Taylor ticket, but that just seems a bit rude to label. Sorry, label. Keep calling it label. Label. Yeah, no, picnics are just they're just a pleasant time. There's nothing wrong with a good old picnic. A picnic. That's a different game. Or that is a game, full stop, I suppose. So just trying to sort out my inventory. And it'd be nice, because I always like to do relaxing things. Like, I'm not very, as I say, I'm not a thrill seeker, but actually, weirdly enough, I really like roller coasters for some reason. The way I describe it would be like, I'm not the one to suggest going to a roller coaster or like a theme park or an amusement park. Because I would much rather just like sort of vibe like a picnic or like by the river or something, or in a forest. You know, I don't need some big central activity to be the central activity in the meetups. I just like vibing out, I suppose, is the best way to put it. But you know, if we do some things like that, I feel like I'm quite involved with that sort of thing. And part of it is because I suppose I don't get frightened by these sort of like activities easily. Like skydiving doesn't seem scary to me. I suppose it helps that I'm not particularly scared of heights. I'm not going to say I'm completely immune to them. Like if I look down at the edge of a cliff with no barrier and I see like a 2,000-foot drop, I'm going to be like quaking my knees. I'm going to be like, oh, I don't really want to stand down looking at this anymore. Like, well, part of me is also like, oh, I kind of want to look at it, but I kind of want to like have a barrier in the way. Safety still very much on my mind. Hold on, that's a red dragonfly. We don't have a model of that yet, do we? I don't even remember these. What is this one? A red dragonfly? Didn't even have to roll for initiative. Ha ha ha, D&D joke. Yeah, so I kind of like much more low-key things like picnics and that sort of thing. Much more than things like central activities which require, well not require, but are big things. Like often we go to the movies and that sort of thing. I'm obviously not like I'm not interested in movies. I suppose I just, there's not many movies I suppose I'm interested in, which is a important distinction to make. So whenever we go see things, it's not really my choice of volition because I don't really mind what we go see. And unless like there's a recent Disney movie, in which case I might be like, hey, let's go see that. But I think I've only done that for Frozen, really. Frozen and Inside Out, because those were ones I saw and I was like, oh, that looks good. You might be like, why didn't you do it for Zootopia/Zootropolis? It was because I was like, I don't know how good it's going to be. And it wasn't until I think it was already out of cinemas. I was like, oh, I heard it was actually pretty good. So, and it's pretty good. I'd recommend, if you like Disney movies, definitely watch it. If you don't like Disney movies, you can give it a watch anyway. I didn't mean to spin around my butterfly, but still. Yeah, I mean, like I feel like picnics were much more common when I was younger and that sort of thing. It's a very common sort of school trip sort of thing. At least in the UK, you know, you imagine loaded like a group of, ooh, Apollo's photo. Thank you. You imagine like a group of primary school kids or something. We're going off to like a visit at like I don't know, a museum or perhaps a old monumental site or something like Warwick Castle. I'm trying to think of other big ones. That's probably like the biggest one, I think. I mean, you might be like, oh, what about Buckingham Palace? I mean, Buckingham Palace you can't really have a picnic outside of, but like Warwick Castle, I think you can inside. Maybe not inside, but at least close to a place. And you just imagine like 30 or so kids, little kids with like their backpacks and school bags and that sort of thing, all having like these lunches which were paid for by the school, which came with like pre-packaged sandwich, bag of crisps, plus a drink. Basically the equivalent of a meal deal, and perhaps would be. And they were just like sort of, everyone just vibing out and having a nice sort of picnic, everyone divided up into their friend groups and that sort of thing. Nostalgic, if anything. Have I ever talked about, I think I talked about this, I can't remember what trip it was. I don't think it was to Warwick Castle or something, but it was a group trip somewhere, and we had these sort of pre-packaged sandwiches and that sort of thing. And at the beginning of the day, we all like queue up, and you can choose like which sandwich you want. And this is, oh, you know what? I think it was a trip down all the way south near I'm not sure exactly, but, you know, in the south coast of England. When we're down there, like at the start of each day, we had to like pack our lunch, and there'd be like 50 or something sandwiches on the table and 50 crisps, and we all line up and we all pick one. We all just go along and pick one, and you know, if you have a start of a queue, and you're like, oh, you know, I get first choice, and if you have near the end, and you're sort of just like, there's nothing to choose. And this was like on the second day or something. I was queuing up, I believe I was near the end, and then I was just looking over my choices of sandwiches that I could have, and then one of them like stood out to me. I was like, a cheese sandwich? Why has no one chosen this cheese sandwich? It looks delicious. Look, it's got grated cheese inside of it. What more could you want? Bread, cheese. So I chose it, you know, and had, I don't remember what crisp I chose, probably cheese and onion crisps. I have no idea what drink, but it doesn't matter. Then we went on a trip. We did whatever. We looked at probably like historical things. I don't know. Whatever. And we stopped to have our lunch. Actually, I don't think it was down south, the more I think about this. And then I was eating my sandwich, and I was like, oh, why is this sandwich so terrible? And then I just looked inside. It was literally just 2 pieces of bread with grated cheese. Well, not even like grated cheese, like pre-packaged, that sort of grated cheese, which has like that anticoagulant thing coating it. And it was just that between 2 pieces of not stale, but like quite dry bread. So it was basically just, you know, sapping all the moisture from my mouth every time I took a bite of a sandwich, and it was probably one of the worst sandwiches I've had. I finished it. Like, there's only 2 ingredients. How did you mess it up so badly? As I like to say, all you had to do was butter the bread. Which, man, I can't remember where I read this. Apparently that's not very common for people, for like in America or something. Like, you don't like butter both sides of your bread and before you like make your sandwich. You just put like stuff in. I mean, I can't remember. It might not have been America or something. But I just remember, I think it must have been Reddit. Someone was talking about buttering like a sandwich and toast, and then, not their toast, but sorry, buttering a sandwich before like putting the fillings in. And then people just like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, I was reading it, and I was just like, you guys don't butter your pieces of bread before you put fillings on? What if it's a really dry filling? What are you going to do? Like, I understand it from some things, like peanut butter and jelly. I guess you don't really need to do it, or peanut butter and jam, I suppose, English equivalent, because they're quite like wet already. I don't know if I have a better way to describe it, but they're quite wet already, so it's not really that important that you do so. But to be fair, with jam, I normally put on like a thin layer of butter and then put some jam on top. Peanut butter, you don't. Peanut butter is butter, I suppose, so that's probably why. Talk to people. Talk to me. Uh-oh. Monarch butterfly. Plausible, I'd say. We need to chop some wood, don't we? It's like, why wouldn't you? Anyway, yeah, thin layer of butter, thin layer of jam. Well, more like thick layer of jam, I suppose. And then peanut butter on the other side. Perfectly reasonable. But a ham sandwich, you telling me you don't put butter on that? You must do. I can't imagine just getting 2 pieces of bread and just sort of sandwiching ham in between. It'd feel like it'd be so... Well, I mean, you need really wet ham to sort of dry everything up, but this is sort of like, but it just makes it nicer, hey? I don't know, I like sandwiches. I don't know how much of it is I actually like the taste of the sandwiches, and how much of it is just like nostalgia, I suppose. Excuse that little pause. Let's have a little bit of a light lunch, just to make sure I can get everything done in time. What was I doing? I'm running back to my house for some reason, but I don't remember why. selling. Oh, I'm selling things. Oh, I'm making an axe. That's it. I remember. Yeah. What was I talking about? Picnics. I don't know. Picnics are quite nice. We don't have a picnic basket or anything, which I feel like is a staple. Maybe I should have made a cake. Now I think about it. Isn't that more of a picnic staple? But the thing is with picnics, it's a little bit inconvenient to eat a lot of different foods. It feels a bit of a tedium to get out plates and cutlery. I feel like the things you want is you kind of want everything to be sort of readily eaten with your fingers, right? That's why sandwiches are so popular. Oh, apparently we need more sticks. Didn't know that. Maybe that's just me, you know. But I also don't like really getting my hands dirty or anything like that. I tend to be prioritise cleanliness, I suppose, quite highly, which is perhaps my own sort of, I don't know, I was going to say like shortcoming. It's not really a shortcoming, I suppose. Just my own little quirk, I suppose. Yeah. A lot of foods I don't think really are made for picnics, which is a shame. And you might be saying, hey, didn't you say you were having like katsu curry and like other things which you'd much more reasonably see in like a restaurant or something rather than necessarily a picnic? And yeah, you got a point. I don't know really how that's gonna work, but I'll probably just take some cutlery and I'll be completely fine, to be honest. And it's not really a thing you need to overthink all that much, I believe. Oh, let's put up Apollo's photo, why not? So the only one we're missing now is Phoebe. And then I think so, right? I think we have Claude's. Yeah, I can see it ready there. But Apollo's one to add to the wall. So Apollo, Phoebe. And then we probably won't have many more, to be honest. Phoebe, Fauna. Perhaps one villager in between. I don't know. Depends how quickly we can find Fauna. But it's going to take quite a while for Claude to ask to move out, I think, is a problem. Not really a problem, and I don't mean that in a demeaning way to Claude, being like, oh, get out of here, Claude. It's just more like a... That's just how it's lined up. Yeah, let's go chop some more wood, I suppose. Sorry, I'm a bit thirsty. Drink some water. So I made sandwiches, made some brownies. That's about it. I guess I'll provide some cutlery. Actually, now I think about it, I do have a lot of plastic cutlery, which perhaps we could take. A little bit more. I'm not sure if it's necessarily more convenient, but it's a bit less strange, I suppose, than taking metal, not petal, petal, ceramic plates around the place. But we're not really going that far. We have luckily quite a nice, lovely, large field to have a picnic on. Anyways, apparently some people are playing golf on there or something right now. Don't know if that's true or not. But there are some golfing holes, as I recall, which I don't usually see all that many people playing golf with. Phoebe, I'm sorry to disturb your fishing, but... Oh, okay, apparently when they're fishing you can't stop them. You can't stop me, oh wow, wow. I just want to give you a present, Phoebe. Perfect fishing with her. Time to catch a few fishes, dearie. Have we found whoever's crafting today? I'm not sure if we have. But yeah, so that's why I'm recording a bit earlier compared to usual. Much prefer recording usually in the afternoon because I feel like I'm a little bit more awake. Well, morning was... It's not like I'm that sleepy. I'm not like not a morning person. I'm just like neutrally a morning person, I suppose. I'm an afternoon person. I sort of rev up during the day and then I start coming down again. Peaking around somewhere between 2 to 4 PM is my assumption. But I'm not like terrible in the mornings. I'm quite... It's a bell curve. Well, no, it's not really a bell curve. It's more like a minus x squared curve, I suppose. I'm trying to think about it. Like, I'm fine in the mornings. I'm just... I just feel like I don't have much energy in the mornings. I'm much more chill when it comes to things in the mornings. Which is not necessarily best suited, I think, for YouTube videos of that sort of thing. I should check my backlog. I actually can't remember if I got a lot of things to... But there must be videos for today, right? I'd be mildly surprised if there weren't. But I haven't actually checked in a while, so perhaps it's better I do. I recorded some Talos Principle yesterday, which I do need to upload, but I haven't quite yet. Oh yeah, we've got tons. Oh, this one didn't even finish. Oh, this one's still processing HD version. How? It's been hours. I uploaded it last night. Oh, I'll just re-upload it if it still doesn't work. I don't know, who knows. But yeah, fossils, monarch butterfly, customize, sell fruit, can do. All of these. Yes, yes we can. Don't mind me viewing. Oh, now I think about it, I don't think any of us are bringing any fruit to the picnic. Get out of here, fly. We don't need you up in my business anymore. I don't even know how you got in. My window's not even open. It's alright. It's not a big fly. It's like a tiny little gnat, I suppose. Always about the place. Yeah, fruit is quite a nice thing. I mean, you'd hope it would be more of a summer picnic. It's not actually that great weather today. It's rather cloudy. It's rather overcast. So it might get a little bit cold. We'll just sort of have to see. You have to call it as you see it. But this sort of thing, you've got to look at the weather forecast. I try and from that, see how what it's going to be like. So I can think about what I'm going to wear. I have an idea already, but still. Cloudy. 18 degrees. Highs of 20. It's going to be cloudy all the way through. So it's not great picnic weather, but still. Could be better, could be worse. Ah, we should have done it tomorrow. Tomorrow's much better picnic weather. Oh well. You know, if anything, if it's cloudy weather, it means less people there. So it means we can sort of do our own thing. Well, not like you couldn't really before, but less disturbance, I suppose. Perhaps a better way to put it. Sorry, a little bit of pause again. Probably be on the short side of the episode today. I don't really know what to talk about. Catch these red dragonflies about the place so we can give them a flick for a nice little red dragonfly model. We can. I suppose another good thing about it being cloudy today is not really many insects out and about. Well, actually, I'm not necessarily sure if that's true or not. I suppose it's just the association with bright sunny day with like buzzing bees and things like that. Strewn around the place. Well, maybe strewn around the place isn't quite the right terminology, but buzzing bees and wasps and all that sort of thing. Just to try and, all of them trying to get a little bite of your food. But alas, you know, I like cloudy days as long as it doesn't start raining. Like as much as I like rain, it is very inconvenient for doing any sort of outdoor activity in the rain, to be honest. But I can find a tree-based shelter should be okay. And if it's not, oh well. Only so much you can do. But yeah, trying to think when last time I had a picnic is. It's not been all that common. We haven't had it a huge amount. Mainly because the only times we had them, I suppose, is when we were allowed to meet up outside. Keep your distance, and it's a bit weird having a picnic where everyone's exactly 2 meters away from each other all the time. It's not the strangest thing in the world. It's just a bit weird. I suppose things are, or have been, a bit weird this past year anyway. Become a bit more reflective. Seeing as I'm a year older now. Perhaps that's just par for the course. But yeah, let's just catch some bugs, you know. I wish we could have picnics in Animal Crossing, you know. I wish you could just do anything with your villagers. I'm just... Where is this update? It must be an autumn update. I've got to imagine it's the farming sort of event that they wanted to put in ages ago, but only put in them for pumpkins. It's completely missed. Completely missed again. But they only put pumpkins in. I remember it was data mined. It must have been last year or something. To be like, ooh, there's a farming update. A leaf campfire. Oh, this must be autumn recipes. So we should definitely keep a bit more of an eye out for them, shouldn't we? Lest we miss them. We're still waiting for that update. Like, I'm trying to think, what else could it even be? It must be the Brewster update with farming, I guess. Hopefully it comes soon, otherwise, again, we'll be waiting quite a while for it to turn up. Just grab this fossil, get to blathers, get them identified. But I'll probably just round this episode off here, to be honest. Bit of a shorter one, but again, I've got stuff to do. Need to get ready. you know, do my hair, change my clothes, do my makeup, pack my bags, go on a run. No, I'm not gonna go on a run. You kidding me? So I suppose you can hear all about how lovely it'll be tomorrow. Or not, I don't know, maybe it'll be terrible. I'll just be like, oh, it's the worst experience I've ever had. Who knows? It does seem like the weather is not looking all that promising, but it doesn't look like it's about to rain, which is, you know, I suppose the okay compromise. And plus it's all about the company you keep, not necessarily the weather around you. You might be like, ooh, pathetic fallacy, or something like that. And I'll be like, whoa, I don't know really what that's meant to mean. I feel so tired. How am I so tired after just making some brownies? And sandwiches, to be fair, but still. It's not like the most intensive thing in the world. It's just standing up for a long time, I suppose. It's a bit tiring. That's why I'm sitting down now. I won't be sitting down for much longer. I'll be standing up again. And then I'll be sitting down again. Whoa, it's like a weird cycle, isn't it? Don't mind me, biscuit. Just coming through. Just wander down here. I don't know, maybe we can catch 5 fish real quick. Yeah, why not? Do a bit of a fishing run. I don't know what else you even do on a picnic anyway. Sometimes you bring like maybe a frisbee, toss it around, a ball, toss it around a bit. That's not really quite my pace. Play some music. Get a speaker. Pick some flowers, make some daisy chains. It's not really a thing people do anymore. Plus I don't think daisies are in season anymore, aren't they? They're much more of a springtime flower. And then a fall flower, I believe. Might be wrong about that. Don't quote me on it. If you do quote me on it, please fact check it first. I don't know, I haven't made daisy chains forever. That's the thing I just have memories of doing back in primary school. In summertime or something. Just out chilling on a field. Picking daisies, making daisy chains. What am I doing? You know what? Never mind. Screw these 5 fish. Didn't want them anyway. Let's just round this episode off here, shall we? So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Adam across New Horizons. I've been there, darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Join me there on Discord. Follow me on Twitter down below. Hope we can see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.